George Mallet, there are a lot of big decisions voters will be faced with during the election this November, picking the next president, as well as state and local offices.
Rochester residents will also have to decide whether they want to raise their property taxes to pay for city parks. KIMT News 3's Kaylin Thompson joining us now live to explain.
Well, Kitty and George, Rochester's park system is made up of 100 parks. The trail system has more than 100 miles, and that all spans across 4,000 acres. Now, with a lot of participation at parks like Silver Lake Park behind me, I'm told funding is needed to cover upkeep.
The parks and recreation system throughout Rochester has suffered in many ways from a lack of investment.
When Rochester Parks and Rec made a master plan back in 2015, it was clear funding was needed. The plan identified more than $80 million in improvements, whether that be addressing aging infrastructure or bringing amenities to the community that residents have asked for. That's why on November 3rd, Rochester voters will be faced with this question on their ballot. Rochester Parks and Recreation Director Paul Widman says voting yes will help the park system.
A yes vote would mean an additional $2 million per year would be allocated for park improvements, and that money can also be used for operations.
It would also increase property taxes for Rochester residents. It's estimated the average residential homeowner would pay an additional $33 per year. Widman says this long-term funding mechanism would allow the city to make improvements that are long overdue. Come November, it will be in the hands of those who live here.
We are getting increasing comments and feedback from our residents that they would like to see these changes. And so that's the main reason we put this out to the voters, so that they can weigh in and help in deciding the future of the Parks and Recreation system here in Rochester.
Now, Widman tells me this vote and discussion is very timely. He tells me participation at the parks and at the trails has increased dramatically during the pandemic. But ironically, at the same time, they've also faced a budget cut. Live in Rochester, Kaylin Thompson, KIMT News 3.
Thanks, Kaylin. Widman saying either way, there's going to be some tough decisions on how to prioritize funding.